Operation status quo. Operation status quo. Prepare to engage. Operation status quo. Ready to engage. Operation status quo. Engaged. Engaged. Ladies, oh, wrong button, where am I? There I am. Oh, I almost got you. You almost got me. We almost got each other. But we're here. We're here together. Hey-o. Imagine me and you. It's true. I think about you day. And I got to go real quick on my phone because I told my one friend I would text when I started, and I forgot. I forgot to text him that I was starting the show. I'm going to say on now. Okay. Let's see if he pops up in the chat today. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Operation Status Quo. That's the place you gotta go when you want to get your own flow quo. You go to Operation Status Quo, don't you know? Yeah! Woo! I just came up with that. What do you think? I got a new toy, by the way. Check this out. I was out over the weekend and I found this. A ding 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 a ling a ling 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 a ling do ba la la doot doot doodly ba ba da 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 doodaloot 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 doot doo. I don't know why I'm doing that because it's we're totally past the season. Oh my goodness! But it's so funny. I'm like a child that way. I was out over the weekend doing something and I was walking down the street and I saw this sitting in the street and I'm like, oh, what's this? Right? And I pick it up, I go, oh, look at this. The people I with, they must think I'm crazy. I'm like, oh, look at this. I got a new toy for the show. So welcome. I want to welcome our new contributor to Operation Status Quo. Oh, darn it. Let me see if I can go back here real quick. I had a problem with this, with the chat before. Can I change this while I'm here? Let's see if I can change this while I'm here. Oh, live chat. Let me go over here. Live chat. The reason I'm saying all this, I apologize, ladies and gentlemen. We do things this way here on Operation Status Quo because last time there were a couple people watching live while I was on the stream, which I just realized that this is actually the first show in February. For some reason, I thought the last show was February, but it wasn't. It was the 29th of January. But this is the 6th of February in the good year 2025. And thank you for being here if you are. And if you're not, thank you for showing up later. But they said they had made some comments in the chat, but I don't think I had the chat set correctly for people to find it. Anyway, I don't know what we're talking about, but you know how it goes on Operation Status Quo. We're just here. This is the place where we observe the status quo of life. And part of what we're doing here is the show. We're observing, right? Everything is an observation. So we observe the status quo of life. We learn to flow with the status quo of life. And of course, then we create our own flow of quo-yo, because that's the only way to go. So what are you doing out there today to create your own flow of quo, ladies and gentlemen? That is the most important question that each and every one of us can ask ourselves each and every day of our lives, because otherwise, if you're not creating your own flow of quo, then you're in someone else's flow of quo, and that flow of quo might not go for you the way you'd like it to, right? So that's why it's important, no matter what. I always say we're not jerks. We don't have to be mean, but we be real about who we are, where we are, what our needs are as individuals, and we go about our lives in that way, and we turn off all the noise on the outside that is pushing us in a direction that is not conducive to the way that we want to flow naturally with our spirit and such. Okay? All right. So today, as I said, is the 6th of February in the good year 2025. And today's program is entitled, ladies and gentlemen, Free from Freedom. That's right. Another observation, it's so crazy. What's going on in our world, by the way? Can you guys tell me? I wish we could just have a conversation, instead of me, going on here. But I'd just like to know, what the hell's going on, and why are people so engaged and outraged over all the things that we see in the outside periphery of our daily existence? If you think about it, you get up every day, you live your life, you're doing something, right? And you think about how much of what's going on outside of us is, well, if you allow it to, right, is influencing what you're doing in the present moment, or how it's affecting decisions you're going to make to go about your day or live your life, because you're worried of these outside parameters that seem to be, capturing or and closing you in, or making you scared of what's going to be, and you can't do what you really want to do because of do and blah blah blah. So I don't know. I personally, I just find the whole concept of it a little a little crazy. And what kind of got me on this thing today with this free from freedom, because I feel if freedom is going to be the way that they are portraying it in through news and groups and such, I'd rather be free from freedom altogether, because it's not really freedom. It's the interesting thing. Let me say it this way. Back during the time when obviously the last administration was in place, from really, you want to just say from COVID. Let's just start from there, even though it's really been a long time before that even. But I just don't understand that people ever really believed that we were free, like in this country. Especially when an incident like the way COVID happened and the lockdowns and everything else that went on. But again, everybody just always focus on Trump and hate him so much that it really doesn't matter. For some reason, people believe, like in this country, or believe, not just our country, but governments in general, leaders in general, people just kind of believe that this is real and it's happening. And, and it's, I don't know, it just always kind of, blows my mind. So during the time of the last administration, everybody was talking about, rights being, your rights are being taken away from you, or being forced to get jabs, or, whatever nonsense was going on during that whole time, as well as just in general, just everybody felt oppressed, and we're losing our country. The people that were in jail for J6, I don't know, whatever, right? It's like this oppression, and then all of a sudden, now we have this new administration, and really it's still saying all the same stuff, but now they're saying it like on the opposite side. Right? Instead of saying like you're losing America's freedom to make choices for your body or whatever you want to do. Now you're losing choices. Well, I mean, I guess you were losing choices for your body then too, because of the whole thing with the abortion. That's a whole nother story. But long story short, now with Trump and all the things that he's doing, I see all these people. I mean, it's really gotten crazy, like on social media and stuff, of the people saying about the the Nazis, the fascism, the blah 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 blah. Now Trump did the thing where signed the executive order with the trans community and blah blah blah. They can't play sports with the girls, and I'm like, well, I mean, this is just like common sense, right? Is this really losing freedom? It's like you don't put biological men with biological women competing in sports. I mean, it's fine, like, again, whatever you want to do, but let's it's common sense to me personally. But I don't know. And the thing with these people, like even that guy I always talk about, Mark Drost, you can look him up, as I say, the guy that I did at my first, yoga teacher training with, he's going on about, talking about, because I guess with Trump cutting off all the U.S. aid. Let me go to my Facebook real quick, and I'll just say, because he was going on about, how we're destroying the world with, let's see if I can find that real quick for you, ladies and gentlemen, because this guy, I don't want to do a whole show about, I was going to do a whole nother show about, another toast to Drost, but this guy is just, I mean, quite honestly, I try to be very compassionate and kind here. I really do. I love everybody. I think we're all equal. Even this dope Mark, I still think we're equal. I don't think I'm better than him. I just think, he's stupid. That's nothing to do. I don't even want to say he's stupid per se. He's just like, obviously, blatantly ignorant to any kind of higher capacity of thought. And the reason why he gets my ire up so much, in a sense, is you're supposed to be a yoga guy that's teaching people to do yoga, right? It's you're not even just like teaching people to take a yoga class. You're teaching teachers. You're teaching the teachers, of yoga, right? So that's like kind of what blows my mind. But then, of course, I realized that he started his business by taking from someone else, and that's the whole thing. That's the difference between, I feel, what's going on today with these two converging ideals, as it were. Like, everybody's talking about freedom, right? No matter what, everybody's talking about freedom. That's the big to do. But talking about it from opposite sides, which is like really crazy to me, because the only true freedom, ladies and gentlemen, let's be honest, the only true freedom is the realization that this life isn't real, the realization that you are not defined by your current physical manifestation. That's the true freedom. That's true success in life. That's true freedom. That's true, everything. It comes from that simple basis, because then you just live your life not at the behest of all these other factors that are interplaying, but with like, that 40,000 foot view that you can see that this is playing out, and that these are certain things that you like in your life, whatever it be, whether it be your religion, whether it be your gender, whether it be your job, whatever it is that foods that you like to eat, whatever your preferences are, as it were, for your particular incarnation, you realize that those are just your preferences because they are what work with you in this present time for the lesson that you're learning in this life. But with the smile on our face, a little bit of understanding that the world ultimately isn't real and it's a playground and we're all interacting. And if everybody can start from that point, at least then we don't have to agree on everything, and there's nothing was ever going to be perfect per se because it's duality, it's physical 3D human life. So we have to have the contrast. I got to this a gazillion times. You have to have the contrast if you're going to learn, but that's fine. Let's have the contrast, but let's do it in a space of not taking it like it's so real. That's like people are so engrossed in their lives. Like here, let me see. Where's the thing that here, like that Mark Drost. He goes, U.S. aid saves millions of lives. The cruelty and ignorance is stunning. China and Russia would like to thank the people of the former United States. Like these are the kind of things that he's like, this guy is posting all the time. And it's just so, I don't know. It's just like, to me, it's like, how can you be this angry at this situation? And here's the thing too. Again, I just want to go back. It's always this stupid thing with Trump that just gets me so crazy that people just don't understand. They don't see the bigger picture. People, let's be real. Let me try to start. Let me, hold on. I'm going to have to let me calm myself down. Hold on. We got to calm the brain down. Don't go insane. La, la, la. Everything's the same. Ooh, shabba-ba-ba. Ooh, shabba-ba-ba. I'd like to do that for a whole show. Just do ooh shabba-ba-ba. Here's the thing I'm trying to say is that none of this has been real for like ever, okay? Like governments, the stories, we've never been told like the old, and I'm not saying I'm right, okay? I don't know anything either in a sense, but can't you feel it? Can't you just feel that it's not right? Why does anybody putting all their energy and belief into any of these systems in any capacity whatsoever? I totally believe, that Trump is just the face, the lead singer of the band, within a group of people that are working towards a goal, because on a higher level, again, humanity is a work in progress all the time. We've gone through how many generations, how many different shifts of paradigms and cultures and stuff over that, at least the time that we know of existence, and forget about the stuff that we've never been taught about, Atlantis, Lemuria, and other types of cultures, alien civilizations, and everything else that God knows that we don't know. But humanity, just like anything else, is a continuous work in progress, a growth. So, but at the same time, it can't just be like flip a switch and like you just go for boo, 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 because of the contrast, because of the dynamics of the different frequencies, because of the dynamics of the different souls that are here, the levels, the lessons that need to be learned. It's so vast, right? So it's not just like you call up one day and go, world peace, world peace. It's just not going to happen that way. Everything has to be done in this kind of surreptitious, step by step. It's just like anything you do in your life, right? Like me playing, guitar. You start one day, you can barely move your hand on there or hit a note, but you play every day. And next thing you know, a couple years, 5 years down the line, whatever, you're like, it's the same thing with the way humanity progresses. Where one part of humanity is plucking one note at a time with your fingers bleeding, and then as humanity progresses, you're and then once humanity gets to then they add the drums, you know what I mean? And then it grows and grows and grows and becomes a symphony over time. So, and I think that's like what's happening. I think human consciousness is growing and expanding. And because of that, the parameters in which we used to work and operate previously no longer support the new level of what we're coming into. And not just consciousness rising and people thinking differently, but the technologies that are coming into place and stuff that we haven't even seen yet. We know all the structures are changing and the thing, it doesn't work anymore. Let's be real, like they, even the stuff with like, work from home and they want to put people back in the office. I think part of like what they're doing to force that is because, it's time to downsize the government, because because it's too much intrusion. People don't even think about like the big thing, oh, who's losing jobs? It's just so crazy that people just focus on these little issues is what gets me so agitated. Like they just focus on these little things and they talk about freedoms being taken away. Like they keep talking, I keep hearing them say, oh, the vulnerable communities are being attacked. And I talked about this before one of the other shows about being a victim. Nobody's a victim. And that's the problem. We've been so programmed of like, who's a victim, who's you're vulnerable. You're not vulnerable. Nobody's vulnerable. I don't care what you are, what color you are, what gender you are, whatever. I don't give a crap what you are. There's nobody's vulnerable, okay? Because we're all the same divine, strong power. And it's up to you. And I think that's what's happening. A lot of what's going on and what seems like insanity of things that Trump is doing to like the general public that just watches, nonsense and just believes face value of everything they see. It seems like traumatic, but it's not really an attack. To me, it's more of a space to empower people to grow and to take responsibility for themselves and to realize that they can do what they want to do. They don't need to be dependent on systems or programs or, mindsets and such. The only mindset you need is the mindset of knowing that you are it and you are in total control and you're able to manifest your life the way you want to live. And again, that goes back to what I'm saying. That's true freedom. That's true success, right? So I don't know. I just think everything that's going on is done in this kind of orchestrated way because it has to shake everything up so it can be rebuilt. But you can't do everything in one foul swoop because people won't accept it. Half the people will go crazy, just like what you're seeing. To me, the people who are fighting against all this stuff, like, I don't know. I mean, like I tell you, I don't care about politics. I'm not into any of that kind of crap. I don't believe in stuff like that, right? But it's blatantly obvious to see the difference between what we experienced the past 4 years and just what has happened within like 2 weeks. This guy being here, he's on TV every day. There's multiple things happening. You feel like, I feel like, the country's like, energized again, like with some sort of at least hope, even if it is to our demise. Maybe it is. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. I don't feel that way. I feel it's an encouragement. It's a space of growth and change. And again, but even if it is to our demise, at least something's happening, for God's sake, instead of somebody sleeping at the desk all day. I do feel it's in our best interest, is most importantly, because I feel everything is higher levels. It's not just Trump or some person or some, Putin or some person that's deciding humanity. There's levels, right? There's the, not to be too, etheric or whatever, but the angels, aliens, whatever you want to say, multidimensional beings, multidimensional thought processes and such. I mean, again, there's no time and space, right? Everything is levels of energy. So it's beyond, but it has to play out in the physical in the way that it has to play out so that it can be absorbed and accepted in a certain type of way. It's like, drinking water or something. If you try to guzzle a whole gallon in 30 seconds, it's not going to be favorable to you. But over the course, of a day, you sip and sip and sip, and it works out well for your body, right? It's the same thing, with humanity. You're not just, it's just little by little that's building towards what's next. And it has to be this way to shake people up and get people to think, and maybe even to get people to be uncomfortable. Personally, I'm not uncomfortable. I've been waiting for this type of crap my whole life. So I feel like, whoo, thank God, this is very happy times. But a lot of people feel that, it's the end of the world and, all this type of stuff. I don't know. I just feel that it's building towards higher ways of doing things. Then I had another thought that I was going to throw in there, and I had it twice, and then I kept talking. Hold on, let me give you some applause. Oh, where's my applause? I need a little applause. Gotta calm it down. Easy. Don't drive angry. Don't drive angry now. Easy. Here it comes. That's basically what I'm thinking. And that's what I was going to say. I really feel those who, are against this way of what's happening so much, or feel that everything's being taken away, or freedoms or whatever. I just feel I hate to say it, because I always want to be. I am welcoming. Everybody's welcome. I'm not mean anything against anybody, but it's the weak-minded. It's the weak-minded that are scared and want to put on a mask. I get it. It's not even about that so much. I always bring that up. It's like, because just the fact that people believe that if you put the mask on, it's going to do anything. I mean, that's really what gets me the most about it. You want to put a mask on, but anyway, it's the weak, really. Somebody like this guy, Mark Drost, he's weak, really, emotionally and spiritually. Why? Because, he wants to be controlled, because the only reason you would take what we had previous to where we are now in the way that they operate is you want a little safe space. You want a little nest. The bird builds you, your mommy bird builds you a little nest, and you cozy up in there, and she comes and sits on you and keeps you warm and sticks a worm in your mouth. That's kind of like, to me, that's like what it is. It's either and the other side to me is the people who want to get up and say, listen, I don't need you. I get up off my own ass and I take care of myself. I'm not waiting for you. I'm not answering to you. It's just two different mindsets. It's those who want the system because they need it. Like this guy, Mark, he stole what another guy was doing for his work, and he built his business off of that. He didn't create anything. And then he used that, to his advantage and played, it's like, I'm not a doctor, but I play one on TV. It's like, it's Mark, you're not a yoga guru, but you play one. You play one in your business life, So I don't know. I just find it fascinating to me, quite honestly, ladies and gentlemen, the fight that's been going on. And like I say, from both sides, freedom, and I don't even want to pick a side. Like, I don't want to go down the road of the hardcore conservative and the over the top, conspiracy that they're talking about, every last little thing. And I mean, it's all conspiracy essentially, because we've never been told the truth about anything of how our world functions and the true nature of us as beings, our true power. It's always about trying to keep people under the thumb. And quite honestly, if what Trump is doing in a way gets people to be irate enough that they feel that they don't want to be controlled anymore and want more freedom in a sense, or want to break free of the system, then I guess that's a good thing too. So I don't know. I just encourage people, and for those that disagree with me or think that, whatever, it's fine. We all have our thoughts and opinions. I'm not saying, nothing I'm saying is right or wrong, good or bad. It's just how I perceive and how I function through my life. And that's the whole point. We all have that to take away from that. We all function in our life the way we function, and just to take it as it comes and realize that, and not put so much emphasis. When you see things happening and when things are going on, you smile and you realize that it's part of the grand whatever's going on. And then hopefully, again, it encourages people to participate. We're a society, and quite honestly, we should all be participating together to build what's best. We don't have to all be best friends or anything, but we should be doing as a collective what is the best setup for humanity itself to thrive, okay? And it doesn't mean that anybody has to fit into any one space. There should be equal space for, the basic space of being able to express yourself, get to know yourself, to understand your mission in this life, to live it out, and that's it, instead of like, you're demonized if you're one side or the other. So anyway, I don't know. That's just why I'm free from freedom, because with whatever people are talking about through social media about freedom, that's not the freedom that I'm talking about. You want to be free, ladies and gentlemen, like I'll say it one last time. You want to be free. What did I say? Let me get my jingle back. Let me get my jingle. A jing, ding, ding, a ling, ding, ding, ding-a-ling-do. Do you want to be free? Then you got to be free, and free for you. Just, choose it. Just choose it and know that you're not a captive of this life and of this present embodiment and personality that you're expressing. That's the true freedom. And then from there, it's like being on a vacation. That vacation house isn't your house. It's not your house, but you love that house. You're on vacation. You go upstairs, you go downstairs, you use this room, you use that room. It's the same thing with your human expression. You're not whoever you are, but you're this. You got the body, and you use it and you have fun with it while you're here, and that's it, and everything else is on the outside. I'm hitting all the wrong buttons. Too much noise. It's too much noise. Brain shutdown. Okay,
Hey-o.
all right. All right, that's all I can do, ladies and gentlemen. I think that's all I got today. Oh, I see I might be buffering again. I see a little bit of, that's a good time to end before the whole thing cuts off. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for your time being here today on Operation Status Quo. If you haven't done so already, please take the time to like, subscribe, share, send this out to your friends, your family, those you love, and of course, those you despise as well. As you very well know, I love each and every one of you out there individually as well as a group. God bless you. I got to go back over here. Oh my gosh, my golly. Why am I singing all these Christmas songs and it's not not even Christmas. We got a little bit of time towards Christmas. So hang in there. We'll be back. We'll do a Christmas show. Anyway, until next time, Operation Status Quo disengaged.
Is a boulevard of 10 short blocks.